averaging about 21.8 points per game this season thus far. Relatively no numbers if you're talking about Anthony Davis, but he's a champion. He can afford to do that. Let's check out tonight's three-point performance brought to you by Mountain Dew. LeBron made 7 three-pointers on Monday against the Cavaliers, his most in the game since 2014. He finished with a season-high 46 points, becoming the oldest Lakers player with a 40-point game since Kobe Bryant in his final game in 2016. In the end, Philadelphia loved Kobe Bryant dearly. But there was a time in his life when they did not. 2002 NBA All-Star Weekend, remember that? Remember when he was booed mercilessly, fresh off of beating the Philadelphia 76ers in the NBA Finals? That memory was fresh in the minds of Philadelphians, so much so that they booed mercilessly, and it hurt Kobe Bryant to his core. That was once upon a time. But time heals all wounds, as Kobe would tell you, especially when you're coming back home.
My personality comes from the city itself. Thick skin, a feistiness, and a tenacity. All that stuff comes from here.
And a 17-time NBA All-Star, 5-time NBA champion, a 6'6" guard from Lower Merion High School, where he won the title, number 24, Kobe Bryant.
Kobe loses them 2 in a row. Why not? Shoot it again, Kobe. Yes! Kobe goes around. Reverse layup is good.
Obviously, being back in Philadelphia meant a lot to you. Can you put into words what this night was like for you?
I can't put it into words. This is beyond anything I could have dreamed of, the reception. It's just an amazing feeling.
And those right there are the shoes that will be worn tonight by Joel Embiid in honor of Kobe and Gianna Bryant. Embiid idolized Kobe while growing up. He'll take on the Lakers tonight. Still ahead with the Sixers sitting atop the Eastern Conference. How Philly's championship or bust mentality is fueling this hot start.
You are watching SportsCenter.
Welcome back to SportsCenter with Stephen A. Smith, live from the Seaport District, NYC, brought to you by Chase. It's time for today's magic moment, brought to you by Walt Disney World Resort. Last Saturday against the Jazz, Steph Curry passed Reggie Miller for second place on the all-time three-pointers list. He needed only 715 games to pass Miller, who played nearly 1,400 career games. Curry now only trails Ray Allen, needing 405 to pass him. And tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern on ESPN, Steph Curry and the Warriors host the Minnesota Timberwolves in the second game of our doubleheader. You can also watch the game live on the ESPN app. Tonight, Joel Embiid will look for his fourth straight game with at least 30 points and 10 rebounds, which would tie the longest of his career. I had a chance to talk Tuesday with 76ers President of Basketball Operations, Daryl Morey, on the set of my new show, Stephen A's Work. Check it out. We welcome in the President of Basketball Operations for the Philadelphia 76ers, former executive with the Houston Rockets for about 13 years or so. I'm talking about the one and only Daryl Morey. He's here with me right now. What's going on, sir? How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
When you looked at this Philadelphia 76ers roster, I mean, the obvious had to appeal with you in terms of Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons. But could you talk a little bit about why this new job was so attractive to you, sir?
Yeah, I mean, I think Doc Rivers has mentioned it, but, Elton Brand had done a great job. I mean, guys like Shake Milton were here, Tobias Harris, who's having probably the best year of his career so far. Now we've got Joel and Ben in their prime. We've got shooters all around with Danny and Seth Curry, who he added. And, we feel very good. I think that starting group that Doc goes along with, which is It's interesting how Doc does it, but it's been very successful. I love how he's doing it. Only the Lakers and maybe one other team have been better, but we're all in this elite range of beating teams by about 20 when they're on the floor.
What is going on with Joel Embiid? He seems to have taken his game to another level. Explain to us what we're seeing and why.
Well, I think Joel gets the most credit. I think he really took a step back after last year and has put a ton of work in. And then I think you add on top of that, Doc Rivers, a championship coach who is making sure he's getting the ball in great spots. Plus adding a Danny Green who's had multiple titles, knows how to win and shoot, adding shooters like Seth Curry. I think it's all coming together. And I think the relationship that Ben and Joel have developed, where they both are actively trying to look for each other and make each other successful, has been a big factor as well.
Now, without mentioning any names, Daryl Morey, I mean, you guys were in some trade rumors and things of that nature. Not going to ask any names here, but I will ask this question. At any time this season, did you contemplate making a move to improve this team because you are a wheeler and dealer? Did you think about that at all, Daryl Morey?
Well, yeah, I think when a player of that caliber comes available, I think all the top teams have to at least check out and see what it is. But we feel very good about where we're at. And I think Houston was very excited to short Brooklyn's future over us or Miami or Boston.
What would you qualify as success for this specific Philadelphia 76ers team?
Well, I think we're pretty championship or bust. I have to say, Doc Rivers obviously has won a title. I haven't gotten there yet. Joel and Ben haven't gotten there yet. I think we have a very good chance.
Daryl Morey, executive for the Philadelphia 76ers, whose wife is a General Hospital fan and a fan of Brick, by the way, right here with me. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, buddy. No, you're not under
question.
investigation. You're not under investigation.
Okay,
not yet. Not yet. Thanks a lot, buddy. Appreciate it. All right.
All right. Thanks very much, Steve.
Don't forget to catch my new show, Stephen A's World, exclusively on ESPN Plus. New episodes drop 4 days a week at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. To get ESPN Plus, log on to ESPNplus.com. We bring back in Mike Wilbon. You heard Daryl Morey right there. Championship or bust for the Philadelphia 76ers. Any issues with that, Wilbon?
I'm going to disagree with my fellow Northwestern Wildcat and dear friend Daryl Morey. No, not this year, Stephen A. That suggests when you say championship or bust anybody that the window is barely open and you got to squeeze through. No, and because Daryl Morey is the wheeler and dealer you mentioned and can improve a team before a trade deadline or in the offseason, no, I think the 76ers are going to have a couple of times at bat here at the very least. No, I wouldn't say championship or bust. I'll still ride with them right now in the Eastern Conference.
What?
I picked them before.
What?
I picked them before the James Harden trade. I'm going to stay with the Sixers,
What?
yes.
What?
And listen, Ben Simmons isn't even playing great yet. He's got room to grow this season, Stephen A.
What has happened to you? Where's the Mike Wilbon I know and love? Kevin Durant is in the Eastern Conference, averaging 30. The last person, James Harden's averaged 30 the last 3 years. He's in the East on the same team. And Kyrie Irving, arguably the third wheel, and you're saying the 76ers out of the East?
Stephen A., I don't care about points scored. I care about games won, particularly in May and June. All right? And so I'm willing to go with Philly then. They've got the shooters now to surround Embiid. I mean, they got Shake Milton coming off the bench. I like what the 76ers are doing. And Daryl Morey, as you just said to him, not afraid to make a move before the trade deadline if he feels it's necessary.
Here's what I know, Mike Wilbon. I got to do my list next. Oh, no, you didn't. And I wish that I had heard you say this before earlier in the day because I'd have put you on the list. Oh, no, you didn't say that, Mike Wilbon. Oh, no, you didn't. But I got 5 categories before you, all right? Let's go to oh, no, you didn't. Number 5 on the list. Look at Cole Anthony, the rookie, the son of my boy Greg Anthony, mine and Wilbon's boy. Look at Cole Anthony out of North Carolina, rookie right there, hitting a game-winning 3-point shot. He's there. Oh, no, you didn't, Cole Anthony, do that. Oh, no, you didn't. Way to go, young fella. Way to go. Brothers got skills. Let's go to number 4. JaVale McGee. Why am I not surprised? Where's Shaq and the Fool when you need him? You don't need it now because you got, oh, no, you didn't. This is JaVale McGee trying to dribble the basketball. What the hell is he doing? Between his legs again, all over the place, behind his back. No control whatsoever. Ball goes out of bounds. Then he gets the ball back, and look at this brick this dude throws up. My Lord. Mike Wilbon, I think you can shoot better than that. I think you can shoot better than that, Mike Wilbon. Oh, no, you didn't, JaVale McGee. Do that with wearing a Cleveland Cavaliers uniform. Oh, no, you didn't. Oh, this is something I love. Oh, no, you didn't. Donovan Mitchell, cross over a brother like that. Look at this move right here. This is an ankle breaker right there. That's Donovan Mitchell, the modern-day D-Wade 2.0. Look at this brother right here. That's something special. That's Donovan Mitchell of the Utah Jazz, who have won 9 straight. Unfortunately, victimized my New York Knicks Tuesday night. I wasn't happy about that, but I love me some Donovan Mitchell. Oh, no, you didn't. Oh, yes. Let's get to number 2 on the list. Gary Trent for the Portland Trailblazers. Look at this flop. Look at that. What on earth? My God. What on earth is he thinking? You talking about a flop? That is a flop for the ages that would have put Vlade Divac to shame. Look at Gary Trent, dude. Oh, no, you didn't do that with cameras rolling in a modern-day era with technology all over the place, Gary Trent. Oh, no, you didn't. But here's the number 1 on the list, JaVale McGee, the good JaVale McGee. Look at it. Oh, between the legs, goes in for the dunk. Oh, no, you didn't do that to the Boston Celtics, JaVale McGee. Oh, no, you didn't. Look at the ball handling skills right there. Going to coast to coast. Listen, a dead clock is right twice a day, and that's what JaVale McGee did right there. That was a beautiful move. Oh, no, you didn't do that to the Boston Celtics, JaVale McGee. Oh, no, you didn't. Special on his part. Special. Coming up next on ESPN, the Lakers take on the Sixers. Look at LeBron warming up. He seems ready to go. Mike Wilbon, that's his MVP. Can't knock him for that. But he got the Sixers coming out of the East. What has happened to Mike Wilbon? More to come in a minute.
SportsCenter with Stephen A. Smith is presented by Mountain Dew, official sponsor of the NBA.
There he is, Mike Wilbon. You see my man LeBron James warming up right there. What do you think is going to happen tonight between the Sixers Lakers?
Well, Stephen A., even though there are no fans there, I still think the all-time greats, as they move toward the end, they want to put on a show. We've seen Tom Brady do that, right? In Washington, in New Orleans, in Green Bay. I think LeBron now, as he goes around the league these last few times, could be, who knows, 3, 4, 5 more years, but the last few times, he puts on a show. I think the Sixers will win and break that road streak, but I think LeBron puts on a show again tonight.
I'm not going to deny it. I think you and I put on a damn good show, personally. However, we don't put on the kind of show that LeBron James puts on. Lakers, Sixers, next. Mike Breen, take it away. It's yours.
All right, Stephen, you've spent plenty of cold nights in Philadelphia. We've got a cold one on this Wednesday night, but we've got a terrific matchup, and it all kicks off our doubleheader from the Wells Fargo Center, home of the 76ers, as the team with the best record in the East faces off against the team with the best in the West. Welcome to NBA Courtside, brought to you by McDonald's. LeBron James and the Lakers 14-4. That's the best record in the NBA in the midst of a long road trip. Ben Simmons and the Sixers, best record in the East at 12-6. A lot of stars on display tonight in the first game of our doubleheader. Good evening, everyone. Along with Doris Burke, Mike Breen on hand, Lisa Salters with us as well. It's going to be a fun game, starting with the Lakers, Doris. Before the season, most people said they're the favorites to win the championship again. But the concern was how long would it take them to get going because of the quick turnaround from the championship won back in October. Well, I think those questions have been answered, and I don't think LeBron James has any interest in easing into the season.
It's incredible. He's been exceeding expectations since he arrived in the league, and maybe the most striking thing after the shortest offseason in history, 0 games missed in this crazy COVID season. This guy's minutes are down just slightly, but the productivity, especially when they need it, in particular on Monday night in the fourth quarter, is nothing short of extraordinary. He lights up his old team for 46. And look at this. Put him in the middle of the floor. You can't double him. There's no time. He just gets to his game so quickly. Low clock means low go three for LeBron James. He's taking more threes and shooting them at a higher clip than he ever has in his career. Oh, you need a little step back under duress of the clock? Okay, it's a miss. End of the third quarter in a possession ball game. A little bit of chirping from somebody over there on the Cavaliers staff. LeBron James like, okay, my man, I don't think you know my work. 21 points in the fourth, including the last 4 buckets. A drive under multiple pressure. The guy is able to make step-back threes from 32 feet. And then, okay, I'm going to go to my fadeaway, go the other direction. His teammates loving life. This guy has been remarkable throughout his 18 years.
You know, sometimes when you get a little older, you need that little extra motivation,
right,
which James got. Now, for Joel Embiid, he has extra motivation this year. He's talked about how he felt like he regressed last year and hated the way this season ended with that first-round sweep in the playoffs down in the bubble. So what he's done, he's come out and he's played maybe his best all-around efficient basketball of his career.
He's in the MVP conversation. He took it personal, got himself in the best condition his entire career, and he's been consistent, and he's played consistently. These are career highs. Look at the free throw percentage. A guy who's getting there about 10 trips per game. He did not play the last game out, but he's not been under 32 in any of the last 3 and getting to the free throw line with great regularity. And what's so special about this guy? Well, there's any number of things, but at 7 foot, 280 pounds, to have the kind of footwork and then the ability to go into contact. Unlike a star like Kevin Durant that's rising above and getting separation, he's saying, I'm going to absorb the contact. Doesn't matter if you send multiple defenders, my footwork is good enough to get through. And I'll tell you what, to me, the passing, he is more confident in the structure provided and the kind of release points he has. And they are number 4 as a team defensively. And to compete for a championship, that's the end. He's got to continue to be brilliant.
He's the subject of our golden moment, brought to you by McDonald's. Both Philadelphia and LA very excited about this early season barometer, but it's also been a very emotional week. This past couple of days, especially with yesterday being the 1-year anniversary of the death of Kobe Bryant, something that still brings about raw emotions, not just with the Lakers, but throughout the NBA. Lisa Salters will have more when we return to NBA Courtside.
NBA Courtside is presented by McDonald's.
Welcome everyone, an electric atmosphere as the Lakers and the 76ers meet for the first time this season. All he needs is 18 points, so LeBron James will pass Kobe Bryant as the 3rd all-time leading scorer.
It's such a surreal feeling, you know, playing for such a historical franchise and looking up to number 8 and 24, you know, throughout my career and throughout my childhood.
James goes across the lane, lays it up, and lays it in, and there it is. He just became the 3rd leading scorer in NBA history, passing Kobe Bryant.
It's just too much. The story is just too much. I'm here in the Lakers uniform in Philadelphia, where he's from, where one of the first time I ever met him, gave me his shoes, he won All-Star Week. It's surreal.
NBA legend Kobe Bryant killed today in a helicopter crash in Southern California.
There were actually 9 people on the helicopter.
We were coming back from Philly. Like, everybody was crying. It was just like something that we didn't believe, something that was shocking to all of us. And Brian was like, man, I just talked to him before we got on this flight.
MVP! MVP! MVP!
The whole wide world lost a hero. And we're literally standing here heartbroken in the house that Kobe Bryant built.
On the words of Kobe Bryant, Mamba out, but in the words of us, not forgotten. Live on, brother.
Welcome back to NBA Courtside, presented by McDonald's. It's difficult to believe that it's been a year since we lost Kobe Bryant, his daughter Gianna, and the 7 others who died in that tragic helicopter crash. A year later, the world, the Lakers, the league still mourns the loss of a legend. The last time these two teams met here in Philadelphia, LeBron James passed Kobe Bryant to take 3rd place on the all-time NBA scoring list. And just a few hours later, Kobe was gone. Yesterday, the 1-year anniversary of the tragedy, social media was flooded with remembrances from all around the sports world, including this post by the WNBA recognizing Alyssa Altobelli, Peyton Chester, and Gianna Bryant as honorary draftees. It's been a week full of heartfelt tributes, starting with the number 8 jersey that Kyrie Irving wore before the Nets played the Heat in Brooklyn on Monday night. In last night's Hawks-Clippers game in Atlanta, Ty Lue's face mask honored Kobe Bryant. And after hitting a three-pointer late in the game, Trae Young did too by flashing the numbers 2-4. Here at tonight's game, Joel Embiid will be wearing these custom-designed shoes, paying tribute to Kobe and Gianna. As for the Lakers, they've been grieving for not just this week, but for the last 366 days. Frank Vogel told us he checked in on his players individually when they got here to Philadelphia yesterday, but he also said he wanted to give his team space to process such a difficult anniversary, he said, in the way that each person saw fit. And here at the Wells Fargo Center in Kobe Bryant's hometown, this just moments ago.
Kobe Bryant, who tragically lost his life a year ago yesterday. Bryant was one of the most decorated players in NBA history and a global ambassador for the game. His journey to icon status in the world of basketball included deep ties to the Philadelphia region, where he starred at Lower Merion High School from 1992 to 1996. As he honed his craft here in Philadelphia, Bryant established a reputation as a player, once-in-a-lifetime poise, grit, heart, and unwavering love for the game. Please join us in a moment of silence as we remember the life of Kobe Bryant.